Good morning, everyone. Today we are still on the 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and it is day 26, and our sketch is created by Jen Miller, and it will be right up there. And even though it's taken me hours to decide and plan, this will probably be a quick layout. I've got a picture of our apple tree, and I was out there picking apples, and I looked up at this branch, and the whole cluster, our apple tree was fuller than I've ever seen it. And it was just so neat how this, like all the branches were so full. But from my view, which is, you know, short, when I looked up at this, I thought, oh my gosh, just look at all the apples just right in that one spot. So I took a picture of it because I thought it was amazing. And this is an apple pie that I didn't make this year. It was, I think, last year. And then I've got my apple pie recipe. And so this is going to go in my recipe book. And I am using Mintay's Apple Season. And I'm using this paper here. And do you see how it's kind of designed here and goes out like this, designed here and goes out like this? So I'm going to actually use that to my advantage by, as you see, the sketch has papers going this way and papers going this way, but I'm going to use the design for that. I've also matted it in this gorgeous plaid, and of course I've taken out the center. And I've already used that to mat these. And so I'm going to get started. And I think I have enough tape to make it. Otherwise I'll have to pause and refill it. Okay, now right here where there's like a frame around this little apple orchard photo, and then there's like a clipboard here. I'm actually going to kind of use those to kind of be my decoration around my picture there. So I'm just kind of using that as part of the details. And then I have my pie and my recipe. And this is like it's one of those super simple recipes. Now, it's like if you pause the video, you should be able to find it. But if somebody wants the recipe, then just let me know. I always cheat by using store-bought pie crust, because after trying to make my grandmother's no-fail pie crust and failing, I just gave up. I'm a giver-upper. Okay, I think this should be straight since I used the paper to line it up on it. To line it up. And this looks like it's straight, and I think it's probably about there. And then this, I'm just going to butt it right up next to it. I would overlap it, but I would totally overlap my apple pie or my apple pie. So I didn't want to do that. Now, if you've watched my two tab videos, you know I love like two different designs on my tabs. So I used what I had taken out of the center to make a tab, and this is a tab from the branding strip, and it said Apple Season, but I've got apple pie here, so I took out the season, and it's got this adorable little apple on there. And I'll try to show that in the close-ups. So I'm going to use that on my tab. And so if you kind of read this and then this, it will say apple pie season. And so I love two tones, and especially if you bring in a gingham, especially on like a little country page. I mean, that is just adorable. Okay, so I am going to put that right down here. Oh, and I can actually line it up with the pattern, but I don't want it to be set up with the pattern, so I'm just going to put it there to the side. And then I have this little apple where the apple's whole and then it's cut off, which I think is so cute. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of glue and put this on the branch, because otherwise you know how hard it would be to try to glue underneath there later. And I think I have not used this glue today. I kind of had my videos done a couple ahead because we were gone on the weekend. And then I got behind because I got really sick yesterday. Something I ate didn't agree with me. Okay, so I'm putting the little apples down here, and I've got like a little piece kind of hanging off the edge. So I'm going to cut that off there because I don't think it belongs there. At least I don't want it there. It doesn't look right. Okay. It must have been the person who cut them out, which was me. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that there because I think it is so cute. And then I have a scale, which sometimes I do use a scale, but I usually just use my postal scale because it's already out. Okay, and I'm going to set that just kind of tucked in a little bit behind the apple pie and on top of the apple pie recipe. And then I have the bowl of apples. Oh, I've got my little trash thing here. And sometimes we have bowls of apples, baskets of apples, lots of apples. Okay, and I'm going to overlap the recipe with this one. Oops, I wanted it up just a little bit higher. There's like a pedestal here, and so I'm going to put it so it's like it's on the pedestal. Okay, because there was one actually behind there. And then I have the rolling pin, because it seems like even when you buy a store-bought pie crust, you have to use a rolling pin. And besides, you got all that little extra stuff that, you know, you got to cook with some cinnamon and sugar on it, which is totally my fave. Okay, so, and this is the exact same pattern. There was two different ones, but this one had the bow going in the same direction. So I'm using that one, and I think it's just a wee bit bigger. Okay, and then I've got a basket of apples. And that's how everything comes into the house, in a basket with a handle on it. A really sturdy handle. We used to have a bushel basket, but it was just never the same after my husband fell off the ladder onto it. Ain't that right, husband?
Whatever you say, darling.
So there's that. And my title is going to be Bountiful. And so I'm going to pause and put that on there, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the title on. If I didn't say so before, I said the title's Bountiful. And I think I said that this year had more apples than I've ever seen on the tree. It was so weighed down, I kind of felt sorry for it. And I'm using these Gina Marie enamel dots, and this was the set that they're glittery and they're red, white, and blue, and the red looks like the bubbly stuff in the pie, so that's why I'm using it. And so I'm just going to put 3 over here because that's my chosen number, unless I totally have to make up for it not being the right number of things. But now if I put them here, this will actually make 5, so that will be good. And I think I might actually bring it up the side to the top. And then kind of do the same thing over here. And do one over there and then a couple over here. Okay, and that's it. So it was pretty fast layout. I love it. Another recipe for my recipe book. I'm excited about that. So if I didn't say so, Jen Miller is the creator of the sketch. And this is day 26. I think I did say it. And I will be back tomorrow. Remember, if you like it, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.